Making sure that their animals are healthy and safe is a priority for staff at Marwell Zoo. And that's why researchers at the facility, along with others in the country, have been carrying out a 13-week-long trial to test a more scientific approach to find out how the animals are.
We looked at the report sheets, which are sheets that the keepers put together every day when they look at the animals across the zoo, and we focused on primates here at Marwell, and a similar study was also done with birds at the Wildfowl and Wetlands Trust in Gloucestershire. And what we were looking at is all sorts of things, including their behaviours, their enclosures, their nutrition, etc., to try and monitor how their welfare was at that point in time and then moving forwards in time. And we assess this every day over a period of about 13 weeks. And we recorded that all in spreadsheets and then put it all together. And the idea was that we really want to monitor, not compare welfare across zoo to zoo, but really monitor for that animal living its life at whatever zoo it's living, that its welfare is good and improving if we can make it improve. And if there's any sign that it was deteriorating, then we would pick up on that very quickly and intervene.
The monitoring strategy was initially developed for primates in non-zoo settings, but as it adds a few more defined criteria to the usual checking of animals, it also proves to be useful for the creatures living at the zoo.
We found, as we were hoping, that the animal welfare is very good here. We knew when there was issues or worries. So one of the things, for example, that we were scoring is whether or not the animals undergo a procedure, for example, a veterinary procedure. So that might involve catching the animal for vaccinations or blood sampling. And obviously that could impact the animal's welfare for a short amount of time. So when we did see decreases in the welfare score, we would then cross-reference that back and we could see, the reason why was because, for example, that animal had to be catched on that day for a veterinary procedure.
To carry out the assessment, it's vital to keep in mind the individual characters of the different species. In the future, the zoo is looking to include all its animals in these welfare observations.
Primates are highly social and certain big cats are very solitary, so you need to think about those things as well. Moving forwards, we're collaborating again this autumn with the hoofstock, so we're going to look at giraffes, arid land antelope, so things like the Dorcas gazelle and addax, and then moving forwards to things like the rhinos. We've got a couple of beautiful rhinos in the background, and then further from that, moving it out to all the other groups and even could be rolled out to things like reptiles and fish and invertebrates. We try and mimic the natural environment as much as we possibly can here, and we think it's really important both in terms of their nutrition, their social groups, and their day-to-day life. Obviously they're living in a captive environment and we can't do that exactly the same as they would be in the wild, but we really try hard, and hopefully this assessment and moving forwards we can roll this out to other zoos. Hopefully we can build it into the UK zoo structure and then potentially European and worldwide zoos.
Nicole Ries, That's TV.